Hi, welcome to the Vergas Show. I'm Sherry Hansen. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you, Carol Sharp, for joining me out here at beautiful Sybil Lake. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, and especially in November.
That's right.
We're pretty fortunate, aren't we?
We are.
I'm with you today, and we're going to be talking about the Sybil Rod Gun Club. Tell me a little bit about the Sybil Rod Gun Club, Carol. I know you're the treasurer, right?
I am.
Okay.
I'm the secretary.
Secretary, okay.
The Rod Gun Club was moved here and was formed in 1953 by 3 of the local area men, and they just thought that the area needed a sportsman club to help the lakes and do things. So they joined a club, they got the club together, bought this property in 1957, and moved the building in 1958.
Now there's a neat story about moving that building over. It's an old schoolhouse, right?
It is.
Yeah.
And if I remember right, the only way they could get the building here was if they moved it across the lake in the wintertime.
Okay,
so
we're out here on Sybil Lake, and so they from one side of Sybil, you know, to the other.
That's correct.
You know, I think that was a common thing back then. You know?
I think so.
If that's the way to do it, yeah.
And the guys got together and they stocked lakes and they helped the area. They did gun safety and just did a lot of good things for the area. Growing up as a child here on Sybil, this place is a little bit dear to me. I can remember Friday, Saturday nights, members would get together and they would have parties and dances, and I could hear the music across the lake. When the club started falling apart, a few of us got together and said, we have to revive this and let's get it up and going again.
Well, I think a lot of us have our childhood memories connected with this. I remember taking gun safety out here. I remember also taking my snowmobile safety out here.
Okay.
And of course, both of them were from Irv Tenter, who is no longer with us, but he was one of the founders, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Him and Vincent Sloth, I think, or Spoth.
All right. And I know Ione, his wife, was real active in it, and I think we had some of the 4-H things. Now tell me, Carol, what is, I know one of the big fundraisers that you do right now is the Sausage Supper, which is on November 19th. It's a Friday evening. What time is that at, Carol?
It's from 4:30 to 7:30, and it'll be held at the Vergas Community Center. We have a good turnout. The first original Sausage Supper was 40 years ago.
It's 40th anniversary. You can be part of that by coming this year.
And that was held out at Perry's.
Okay.
That's where it started, and then I think when the community center became available, that's when they started it there.
So they never actually had the sausage suppers out here at the club?
Not that I know of.
Okay, and then, now what, the proceeds from the sausage supper?
That goes, we have a scholarship fund, and we get 3 students that are advancing into DNR, forestry, something that has to do with the wildlife. And we also hold our gun safety classes, and then we give money towards putting fingerlings into the lakes.
Oh, sure, and so you help stock the lakes?
We do.
Okay.
Usually every other year we give a donation to help stock either this lake or another lake in need.
Okay. Now, your club, how often do you meet? How do you become a member? What do you do at your meetings? Tell me a little bit about that.
We just talk over things. We have our meetings from April 1st to December 1st. Then it gets cold and no one wants to go out. It's the first Tuesday of the month at 7 o'clock here at the clubhouse. And we have our Christmas party out here.
Okay.
And that's always kind of fun.
That's
just do a potluck.
Sure.
Members can contact myself or Mud Burvin or any of the members. We usually hold our membership drive the beginning of May.
Okay, and Mud is the president?
The president,
He's the president of the club right now. And do you guys still hold gun safety training?
We didn't this last year, but we plan on doing it again now this spring.
When we talk about the gun safety training, what's interesting to me is where we're standing right here is, I do remember this, doing the clay pigeon shooting and learning how to, you know, properly shoot your gun. And I remember also, you have how much land is with this? Do you know, Carol?
I'm not really sure.
Yeah, there's
I'm
some land
maybe 5 acres.
There's some land up there, and you actually had to do the training where we crawled underneath the barbed wire fence and where you put your gun out, and so it was just a wonderful training for if you were going to be hunting in this area and for any youth that would be doing it. And I remember bringing my children out here too, and so the fact that they had the clay pigeon shooting and being able to do the shooting out here was always kind of a big thing.
It was. It was.
They're not able to do that anymore, right?
That's correct, because it's too close to the lake, with the lake being so high. they're unable to do it.
Okay.
And I think it has something to do with the lead shot and
That
would go into the lake.
That could be. Now, what other uses is the building been used for, Carol, besides the meetings that you recall?
I know at one time the Rod and Gun Club would have a bullhead feed.
Okay, sure.
And then they would have separate different events. I can't think of anything else. Oh, the fishing derby. The fishing derby was held for years. And there was a time when there would be 5,000 people on the lake.
Oh my.
And 1970 was the last year that the club had done that. I don't know if it was liability reasons or just the club going down and not enough members to help.
Right. So there's a lot of good memories, and and I'm so thankful that there was a group of you that did decide that it was important to keep the Sybil Rod and Gun Club going, because it is just it's a tradition.
It is.
You know, and that's what Vergas is about the traditions. And so hopefully you'll have some time on Friday, November 19th, to be able to come out and support the Sybil Rod and Gun Club in your efforts for scholarships, your efforts for restocking the lakes, your efforts for helping with the gun safety training. And that's at the Vergas Community Center, and you can come there. And where do you get your sausage from?
We get it from the Perm Locker.
Perm Locker.
They do a wonderful job for us.
And so you get sausage, and it's usually beans and
sauerkraut, potato salad, bread.
Oh, how traditional is all that?
It's great.
And then I know in times back, you used to have raffles and maybe some music. Do you still do some of that, Carol?
We've been having a meat raffle.
Okay,
We
that's
have
perfect.
10 to 15 items, and we sell so many tickets at $1 a piece.
Okay.
So that's kind of a little fun thing to do.
So the next time you're out at the end of Sybil Lake, be sure and just drive by and take a look at the Sybil Rod Gun Club and stop and think about the efforts of the people that have been keeping that going. And I know the community of Vergas really appreciates the fact that you do. And so on November 19th, you have the opportunity to support that at the Vergas Community Center for the sausage supper. And then keep in mind that on November 21st, it's the Sunday just before Thanksgiving, there will be a Thanksgiving celebration for our Jesus Little Lambs preschool in our community. And so you got two things going on in the same weekend that'll just make it just a good weekend to get ready for Thanksgiving.
That's right.
That Thanksgiving celebration is going to be held at St. John's Lutheran Church. It's at 5:30 p.m. on the Sunday before Thanksgiving, which is November 21st. And there's going to be a concert given by Rick Krotsky, Chuck Watkins, and Reverend Robert Hinckley. And they'll be doing some music that'll be geared for preschool kids, but it's also going to be some great music of hymns and psalms and just inspirational music that they like to do and perform and sing, and there'll be some participation involved in that too. And of course some refreshments, I suppose. I mean, anytime you do something like that, you usually have that. So there's a lot of things going on in Vergas. I mean, people think that Vergas streets close up in the fall and because the tourists are gone, not at all, do they? No, we keep things going all season long.
And with this beautiful weather, it's more reason for everybody to be out and about.
Yeah, so hopefully you have some time to come to Vergas and just support your local community. Thanks, Carol, for joining me out at Sybil Rod Gun Club. Have a good day in Vergas.